I'm Arti Nehru, standing by live in the T Fire Zone. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll show you what the area looks like after last night's storm. This is the dorm right across from Halford's room. The T Fire destroyed 9 campus buildings like this one, displacing more than a dozen faculty and 65 students. A group of Santa Ynez residents are now circulating a petition to remove all 5 current school board members. Ventura County has 3 helicopters flying nonstop to aggressively attack this fire and slow it down from heading west towards homes in Simi Valley. We're on Figueroa Mountain Road right now, which has been closed to the public due to fallen rocks, boulders, and trees. And to help the economy, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is hoping to pass a new economic stimulus package in late January. I'm standing here at Los Alturas Road, and what you see here is almost the same exact scene you would find in the areas of Eland, Sherman, and Conejo Road, just rubble and ash. Reporting live in Santa Barbara, Arti Nehru. Back to you, Mike.
At least 25 passengers, including at least 2 Ventura County residents, are confirmed dead in Friday's fatal train crash. The Metrolink commuter train collided head-on with a Union Pacific freight train in Chatsworth. It was headed to Ventura County. Key News reporter Arti Nehru has more from the crash scene.
Using the jaws of life, bulldozers and cranes, crews relentlessly searched this crash scene for any remaining bodies Saturday.
There were 3 engines of 12 cars total on one side, on the Union Pacific side. Here there were 3 with an engine. We had to remove all of those cars, and that's what's taken so long. It's like peeling an onion, as one firefighter said.
Meanwhile, hundreds of family and friends of those who were on the train have been rushing to the Red Cross shelter. Who did you know that was on the train?
He's actually a friend from school.
Any idea like what his condition is, or I mean?
At this point, we have no idea. That's why we're here.
It was a very hard scene in a number of ways. Families gathered trying to hear information about their loved ones on the train. The Red Cross was there to support them physically as well as emotionally.
Media was not allowed at the shelter site, but more than 24 hours since the crash happened, we're told that the crowd at the Red Cross has dwindled, but few remained as of Saturday afternoon.
They're all just desperately waiting for information, and unfortunately, as the day goes on, that news is often not good.
As firefighters try to account for nearly all of the 222 people on board the Metrolink, the governor took a tour of the wreckage.
It's a very, very tragic situation. It's one of the worst train accidents in the modern history in California.
More than 130 passengers were reportedly injured in the crash, which officials say may have been caused by an engineer who failed to stop at a red light.
Up until now, we know that it was a human error.
And family members looking for loved ones can call the number at the bottom of your screen. That's 1-800-371-5465. There's also a public unification center that's been set up at Chatsworth High School. Reporting in Chatsworth, Arti Nehru, Key News.
Key News reporter Arti Nehru is live for us at the Santa Barbara Courthouse tonight, where the sentence was handed down late today. Arti.
Well, Paula, about an hour ago, a judge sentenced Heather Holsey to 6 years and 4 months in prison. Today's sentencing comes after Holsey entered a no-contest plea in December.
I know there are no words I can say to take away pain and anger. But please know that I stand here before you today, a person just like you, grieving and hurt.
Right before she was sentenced, 22-year-old Heather Holsey admitted to being a recovering alcoholic, and she asked her neighbors, the Schlensky family, to forgive her for running over well-known Montecito doctor Ronald Schlensky.
Being across the street from you for a year was extremely hard, and even harder for me knowing that every time I saw you, I couldn't talk with you, and that's all I wanted to do.
It was an emotional day for many in the packed courtroom. Several members of the Schlensky family had a chance to give their statements as well.
Ronald Schlensky was my life's partner for 45 years.
She chose not just to drink to excess, but also to drive while she was drunk, playing Russian roulette with the lives of others. She chose to flee the scene of the crime she had committed when she could have helped the man she had injured.
While Holsey's defense attorney requested the judge to consider probation, Deputy District Attorney Arnis Tokes asked the judge to seriously consider the charges.
There's 2 charges here. There's the manslaughter charge, but there's the fleeing the area knowing someone was injured.
After a full day in the courtroom, the judge denied the request for probation and sentenced Holsey to 6 years and 4 months instead. state prison.
There is no joy in the sentence that Ms. Halsey received. There's not been any joy in any of this process. And at the same time, I feel that justice has been done. And I feel that this sends a very important message to the community that drunken driving will not be tolerated.
Gotten a maximum of 9 years in prison. She got a few years less than that, but there will be another hearing in March to determine if she has to pay any restitution fees. Live at the Santa Barbara Courthouse, Arti Nehru, back to you in the studio.
Control 51.
These flames shooting several feet up in the air without any warning were enough to get some Goleta residents to take action.
So you might want to keep your ears plugged in too on this.
Some didn't even wait for the reverse 911 phone call.
Last night we were gathering our most valued possessions and getting ready to pack up our camping gear in case we were homeless all of a sudden.
Meanwhile, Ned Krobicher and his wife, who live right at the bottom of the hill where the fire is burning, also began packing their most important belongings.
Pictures, things you can't replace. Pictures and important documents. That gets right down to that, and then after that you change your clothes and everything else is pretty much replaceable.
While more than 200 structures at the bottom of the hills in the area of North Goleta were threatened, dozens of residents were forced to leave their homes. Those living on top of the hill on West Camino Cielo, where the fire originated, didn't have to pack up, but they had fears of their own.
We're looking at flames on that tower right now.
For many, this fire was a reminder of past wildfires.
Same thing happened with the Painted Cave fire, though. You know, it went downhill and then it ran right back up. And it's scary because you don't know when you have wind and, you know, the topography that we do. Anything can really happen.
For now, many living near the site of fire say they're simply going to observe it and see what happens before they start worrying.
I'm not going to be concerned unless the wind picks up.
The American Red Cross is providing shelter for evacuees at San Marcos High School right now. As of noon Wednesday, no one had come in to use it, but they will stay open as long as it's needed. As for those looking for shelter for their animals, you can take your pets to the Humane Society. In Santa Barbara, Arti Nehru, Key News.